Is it possible for anyone to not like Zoro? Like, let's be real. Zoro is by far the coolest character in One Piece. I feel like Zoro is what everyone wants to be. Like, Zoro got the do-rag. Tell me about the do-rag. He got Robin. He got the racism allegations. Yeah, I don't know about that last one, but Zoro is just sick, and Nothing Happened is when you realize that Zoro is him. I'm gonna get through before Nothing Happened, the actual event, and the aftermath of Nothing Happened. So before Nothing Happened, Zoro is this drunk guy. He does his own thing. He's chill. He's strong, but he's not the strongest. At this point, he's lost to Mihawk, in which we now know how far he has to go, but he was also cold / he is that even though he has all these goofy characteristics, he's a man of virtue. And of course, it was just a sick line too, and I don't know if it was worth getting slashed in the chest, but it was a sick line. Then obviously we also have what I think is his other most significant moment, when Usopp left the crew, when Zoro really stepped up as a vice captain and said that we can't let him back in. He must apologize. He must understand, as well as him understanding his role. Now, whether he was too harsh on Usopp, it definitely was the moment where I was like, okay, he's cold. And of course, there were some other great moments as well. His fight against Mr. One, his fight against Kaku, of course, him fighting a giraffe was sick. We're using the Ashura? You know, when he turns into 3 Zoros, it was absolutely sick. So he had sick fighting feats, but he didn't really have any crazy standout moment until that event of Nothing Happened. Thriller Bark was terrible. Thriller Bark was horrible. I cannot believe Oda actually wrote Thriller Bark. If Nothing Happened didn't happen, Thriller Bark would easily be the worst arc. Oars, that was kind of cool, I guess. Bring back team fights, for sure. Zoro didn't really have moments where he could lead like he did in the Oars fight. And then afterwards, when it's basically just him, Sanao knows that in Luffy's absence, he is the guy that needs to step up and protect the crew, and of course that's what he goes out and does. He steps up, goes to fight Kuma, gets absolutely washed. Zoro notices that he has to do something else to Kuma. Obviously Kuma, I don't know why you could even say Kuma did this knowing his true allegiance, but he takes all the pain from Luffy and puts it into Zoro. There's a lot of moments now that I'm saying it, like why didn't Kuma just finish up the crew? And of course we realize that later, but Zoro recognizing that without Luffy, he is the one that needs to step up and protect the crew. And of course, after he takes all the damage in the world, he jumps in head first. I think what's important and what's key is the fact that when Sanji does wake up and find him in the morning, he's still standing. He's not crouched, he's not on the ground, he's not kneeling over, he's still standing. Sanji just goes over and, you know, Sanji, he's gonna be a little over dramatic. Zoro, what are you doing? What's wrong? What happened? And of course, Zoro says, nothing happened at all. And I think that was the moment where you realize that Zoro is willing to die and give up his dream of fighting Mihawk if it means protecting the crew, because he takes being a vice captain more serious than that dream. Sanji honoring Zoro's wish of not telling anyone without even having that communication shows the brotherhood between them. By the way, best brotherhood moment is when they jumped in on Wano and the two of them saved her when she was about to get shot after her dad died. Best moment, by the way, just a little nugget. But of course, moving into what happened after, you get all the actions of Sabaody, and you really do think Zoro has a chance of stepping up and beating Kuma in a rematch just because it's anime, but at the same time you're like, how is he ever gonna do that? And of course it doesn't happen, and Zoro gets absolutely washed and sent away to Mihawk, tying in those characters again. And I think Zoro really there got humbled, but he also understood his role and what he had to do in the story, and understand that there's still so much further for him to go. And just because he was able to step up and be strong and he has will doesn't mean he's gonna be able to just do whatever he wants. And there's more to it than that. There's more to being a vice captain, there's more to being a swordsman, and there's more to being a leader of the people that you want to protect. And if you want to get that, you're gonna have to work really hard. And I think that's what you really got from Nothing Happened, his will as remembrance. Let me know if you want longer videos. Please drop a like and subscribe. I see your comments down below. I really appreciate them. Please give me any criticisms, and don't forget, we're just getting started. We're gonna stay consistent, and I'll see you in the next video.